not a game, it's a rich thing.
I appreciate it. Now the drag brake on this doggone RGT crawler might need to be tweaked a little bit because it's still rolling downhill even with my finger off the trigger. I guess it's cool though because if you want to roll just slow, it'll roll. But it just say if you just want to stop, take my finger off the trigger and it still rolls, even when I hit reverse. So the drag brake is not set to the highest, but at the same time, I guess in a way it is good if you wanna. Oh man, I lost my little snorkel. I just thought about that. Man. It worked there, the brake. Try it slow. Try it slow. Now this is without my finger on the trigger. The drag brake is set to the, not to the highest setting, I guess. I can go in and retweak it, but like I said, I can let it low crawl downhill without my finger on the trigger. But that's a good and bad thing, because if you actually do want to stop going downhill and not move, I couldn't do it right now. So it's just crawling by itself. Still crawling by itself now. Now, this is no input on the trigger. Non-stop. So it's rolling back. So I may have to go in there and see if I can play around with the drag brake setting, because like I said, I don't have to even do anything going down here if I want to just slow crawl. Now, if I want to stop, I would just have to keep it in reverse. So we're gonna have to go in there and change that setting on that. I lost my snorkel on the tumble, so I gotta go find my snorkel, see if I can find it. Probably won't be able to though.
Alright, so my final thoughts on the Rgt Ex86100 rock cruiser, rock crawler. Things that I've noticed that I like was the suspension. It has decent articulation. The shocks, they do a pretty good job of absorbing the bumps. They rebound back in place pretty quickly. Climbing wise, power wise, stability wise. Now there were some issues in that area right there. But climbing wise, power wise climbing, no issue. Didn't have any issue climbing. Now stability wise in climbing, now there was an issue there. Not a major issue. Most rock crawlers, they're not very, they're not capable of that getting sideways or going in an angle uphill and without flipping over. There's only a few out there that, that has that low CG that allow it to not roll over when they go in an angle up here. So that's not a big issue. That's not a big issue. Drag brake. So the performance of the truck climbing up and down hill, no problem with power wise, but had an issue with the drag brake and the diff locker. So climbing uphill and stopping, or going downhill and stopping, the truck would just still roll with your finger off the trigger, which I believe I could go in maybe and try to tweak the drag brake on the ESC maybe, and maybe that would fix that issue. I don't know yet because I haven't did it. But this is the only crawler that I have that actually had that issue. Wanting to still roll when you're not putting any kind of input on the trigger when you're on a hill. So that actually just makes me think that it's something in the locker and not an ESC issue. But I could be wrong. And the reason why I say that is because the other two crawlers have the same ESC. So I don't know. We'll play around with that. We'll check the ESC and see, what the issue is there. Ground clearance. I think this truck has 80 millimeters of ground clearance, so it's not the best. It did get hung up on that tree stump, and it's the same stump that I climbed with it's the same stump that I climbed with the Legendary Grundo, and they didn't have an issue on that one spot that it did have an issue at. So comparing this to the Legendary Grundo, is this RGT better than the Legendary Grundo? Right now, I can't say that it is. Just, going off of some of the same things I did with the Legendary Grundo, I can't say that it is. I can't say that it outperformed or is a better crawler than the Grundo. So in the future, we will have some videos with all three crawlers competing. and that there will actually show. So that competition there will reveal which crawler is the best out of the three that I have in the fleet right now. And another thing too, I did use this crawler on a nickel metal hydride battery that came with instead of a LiPo, because I just want to see what the crawler could do on the nickel metal hydride battery. So I am impressed about that. The top speed on this truck was 6 miles per hour with a nickel metal hydride battery. So which is not bad either. I mean, you know, rock crawlers not supposed to be fast, but 6 miles per hour with that battery, that's pretty good. With a 2 and 3S battery, it might be a little bit more. We'll figure that out. We'll find it out too. So I'm not finished doing any testing with this truck. I'm still gonna be testing this truck out, seeing what all it can handle. Testing its limits. But my plus that I came out on this truck. So the plus out on this truck that I came out with is the suspension. It's great. I mean, great articulation. The shocks, they do very well in absorbing the bumps and recovering. So and the truck still look good. I like the truck. I mean, it looks good. It performed pretty decent. So would I recommend this truck? Sure, I would, because it's decent. I mean, like, it's not one of those expensive crawlers. I mean, it's not the cheapest out there, but it's not the most expensive out there as well. So I would suggest this crawler because, like I said, the looks, the suspension, I mean, with the articulation and the shock absorbers, and also it comes with that 15 kg metal steering servo. So never had an issue with the steering while I was out there testing this truck. So nothing broke on it. Like I said, I was kind of rough on this truck and nothing broke on it. So and that's a plus. So all right, guys, that's the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it. And we'll see you all on the next video. Y'all have a happy and safe New Year. See y'all later.